Our worship committee decided that on this anniversary Sunday it would be helpful to have people of our congregation come and speak to us about what the church means to them. They've been asked, I think it's 5 questions, and so they will give us their answers and their understandings of what it means to be our church and what the church means to them, as well as the hopes and dreams they have for this congregation. Between each speaker, we will be singing a verse from Blessed be the tie that binds, reminding ourselves that it is in fact the love of God, the love of Jesus, and the love of each other that binds us together as a community of faith. And so let us sing the first verse as printed in your bulletins.
I have been coming to church here for 64 years. We came to Strathroy in 1948. John was 3 months old at the time, and he was baptized here with Reverend Lorna. And now John's 64, so I always know how long I've been living in Strathroy. What drew me to the congregation? Really, I wouldn't be able to give a definite answer. We were married in the United Church in London, and we just came out here. Here was the United Church. We had a 4-year-old daughter who wanted to go to Sunday school, so Strathroy was the church to go to. And Susan and John and Leslie all went to church here at Sunday school. They went through the gates, and in that time when they went through the gates, they wore little white surplices and little white mortarboards, and they looked really sweet going through the gates. That's one of my memories. What made me stay with Strathroy United Church? Well, I don't really know if anything definitely did, but I just never would change. I'm here, and this is my church, and I'm going to stay with it. Come, I better continue. I'm too big, I better say, come on, man. Some of my best memories of the congregation. Well, I have a lot of memories. One day, Susan came home from Sunday school. She was about 5, and she said they were asking if anybody's mama would teach Sunday school, and I said you would. So I taught Sunday school for 5 years, and then that was about all. I don't know whether people progressed very far with me, but I did what I could. And anybody remembers Sunday school used to meet for downstairs in the big room for a school service. And then the kids would go off to their rooms. And if it was your birthday, you were able to go up to the front downstairs and put your pennies of your birthday. If you were 10, you had 10 pennies. And the song was, "Hear the pennies dropping." Does anybody remember? "Listen while they fall, and good one for Jesus, he shall have them all." That's one of the memories that I was Strathroy. Somebody did remember that. And what we sure be would you wish for our congregation? that we continue on, that we hopefully don't become a church that has to close, and that we can keep coming here just as long as this church is going to be able to hold us and take us. And thank you very much for calling me. I enjoyed speaking to you all.
Strathroy United, I believe, for 3 years, so definitely one of the newer members of this congregation. And what drew me and my family here really was a sense of longing. We were at loose ends. We had left a congregation for personal reasons, and we're looking for somewhere that we could call home, where we could feel supported, where we could feel like we belonged. And so after a time of contemplation and meditation, we came here because we knew people in the community who belonged to Strathroy United, who, whether they realized it or not, were really strong ambassadors of this church. And that was what pulled us here. What had us stay was the feeling that we had from the moment we walked through the door of an absolute vibrancy. There is a life force that moves through this congregation that is absolutely palpable. I have been blessed to be a member of 4 different church communities through the course of my life. And so I know this feeling and I know it well. I've seen churches where it doesn't exist, and I've been part of groups where it does, and this is one of those churches where it absolutely exists, and I'm not sure that as a congregation we recognize that. So that's what drew us here. In terms of memories, obviously, as someone who's only been here for 3 years, I don't have a wealth of memories, but I have some. And one of the ones that stands out for me, aside from the one where I almost burnt the church down at the Maundy Thursday service, but that's a whole other story. my children feel like they want to come to Sunday school. And that's been a repetitive thing for me. Again, having been part of congregations where that hasn't necessarily been the case, it has been a delight to be able to watch my children feel like they're part of something bigger, wanting to be part of Relay for Life, wanting to be involved in Sunday school, wanting to come to church. That's big. And so for me, that sticks as a memory and as a draw. If I have one wish for this congregation, and again, I realize that I've only been coming for 3 years, so there's a part of me that hesitates to say this, and at the same time, it's my biggest dream, is that as a congregation, it's a twofold dream, it's a two-pronged dream. As a congregation, we A, recognize the gifts that are here. There are so many, and I don't know if it's that our congregation's too close to it to be able to see those gifts for what they are, but that would be my first wish, that we really see and celebrate what's already here. And then the flip side of that coin is to be able to recognize the challenges that are here, but to see them simultaneously for the gifts that they provide. From the moment that I've been coming to this church, I've heard a lot about the divides that exist here. And I gotta be honest, I don't know what they are. But I hear about them. I hear about them a lot. And that's okay. I think looking at our divides is important. I think it matters. And what I know for sure is that all divides have a point of common interest. If we think geographically, there's a way that the earth has what they call fissures in it, those little cracks that run along the surface. What we know for sure is that if you dig those cracks down, they actually go and they come to a point of meeting. That's the point that I wish we would somehow come to, where we recognize that our divides are here, but there's a point of common interest, a point of common interest that can pull us forward and make us absolutely phenomenally great, however that looks. That's a wish. Thanks for your time.